welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. I do apologize for the stream going down, but alas, we did have to reconnect to a different Twitch server to make sure everything was running smoothly. Do apologize for those that we did leave behind. Do apologize, but hopefully you're able to find your way back to us here as we are jumping into the winners match of tonight's group. Switching scenes over here, we do have our brackets. Sorry, we do have our group set up. We've already covered the first two matches. MaxPax took down Zoun 2-0. herO took down Solar 2-0, and that means we have our next three best of threes lined up. We have herO versus MaxPax in a winners match. We have Zoun versus Solar in the elimination match, and then we have the decider match thereafter. As a reminder, this is a GSL format group, so 2 players will advance on, the other 2 will be knocked out. Here we go. Yo, shout out to Shiva Blaster in the chat. Papi God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 39 months. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, we are now 2 hours in. 2 hours into the broadcast. Did just have to 1 hour into the broadcast. So sorry, did just have to restart. But here we have our remaining 3 matches. Here we go. Vetoes are done. Game 1 is going to be on herO, Game 2 on Ley Lines, and Game 3 is going to be on Amygdala. So we have 3 maps lined up ahead of us here. We'll soon be jumping in. Good. So just making sure that all the streams are still running smoothly. Just because we do stream to like 4 different platforms at once, so I want to make sure that everything is looking good. Yeah. Just making sure that all is well. Okay, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, of herO, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. We go. Are going to be settling in. And herO, of course, is one of the smaller maps. The map pool is a very small map, very aggressive, and we do expect Stargate openers, we expect Phoenix Wars, unless either player does deviate. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is the winners match. We just finished casting of both match 1 and match 2. We are an hour in. Just had to restart the stream, had to restart the VOD. But now we are getting into that winners match. We do have that low ground setup. Again, because of the ramp coming into the natural, a gate cyber expand is standard on herO. Meanwhile, herO goes for a 2-gate opener instead. Okay, so we have some possibilities here. herO, he's really good at being unpredictable in PvP. That's typically how herO brings MaxPax down. With a 2-gate opener, herO is set up for a 1-base all-in, or herO could even go Sentry into a faster expansion and try to force a delayed reaction out of MaxPax, try to force MaxPax to over-defend, to overreact, and rush into a greater economy instead. So we'll see if herO does make 2 units or just 1. Likewise, we'll see if herO does set up a proxy across the map. So far, yeah, just pylon blocking. So just going for the pylon block, which means there is no proxy. Cybercore is done. Double Stalker. Okay, double Stalker opener out of herO, which means he's going to commit. He's going to rally across the map. He could go for a 3rd and 4th Stalker behind this, and he is opting to delay his expansion. There's that pylon from herO. Does get away. Stargate opener out of MaxPax. Stargate into Oracle into Void Ray if need be. We have herO setting up that defensive pylon so he can expand. But you can see here, makes 2 Stalkers, and he does make a 3rd and 4th Stalker. A bit of a supply block here from herO, unfortunately. But regardless, oh, okay. Yeah, Stalker, Sentry, not additional Stalkers. So he will expand. herO, he will soon get his own natural expansion. herO does rally across the map. We have a we do have a shield battery on the way here for MaxPax. Shield battery is almost done. herO pokes in, but herO shouldn't be able to achieve too much damage here. Goes for the Zealot. Zealot does survive. And MaxPax holds. MaxPax, he does hold. MaxPax is still just building up. His second Oracle is on the way. herO typically would need defensive Stalkers here to keep himself alive. Oh, throws down the Force Fields, catches a Zealot. That's, I would say, a better trade for MaxPax. I don't think 2 Force Fields necessarily worth a Zealot. herO, he was hoping for a Stalker. And he's forced to recall. So herO recalls back home. Both players are building up. MaxPax does have the slightly better economy. herO is behind economically with a later expansion. And we'll see what herO can accomplish here. Again, I'm not fully convinced by herO's position, but he does at least have a faster Twilight Council, so we can get into faster Blink. Oracle going for Stasis. Oh my god. Whew, gonna be focused down. Clutch moves out of herO. herO poking in. And herO, he will get a Stalker. Not bad. Gets a Stalker, forces the boys to be pulled. Gets one probe. Some nice pickoffs here and there. Oracles that make their way into the main, they can one-shot probes. Sentries are keeping up. And they get some damage done, but that's still going to be 5 dead workers. Aye. The Oracles, they do get away. And with that, MaxPax does maintain an even greater lead. And what's MaxPax going for? Proxy Dark Shrine. I think herO, he's used to dictating the pace in PvPs. And the problem here is that herO's been trying to be aggressive, has been trying to be assertive. He has failed to get damage done. And I'm concerned that herO's going to skip his Robo. And if he skips his Robo, that's game. That's game then and there. Does herO take a third? I think he will. I think he might take a third base before a Robo. We'll see. Dark Shrine is almost done. herO is in trouble. herO is moving out, but all MaxPax has to do is survive, is defend. herO tries to pick up the ramp. Does have those force fields. Catching out to all the Stalkers, not bad. Yeah, much better force field here out of herO. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. 3 Stalkers going down. herO, can he break through this? So far, it looks like, yeah, the force fields have been insane for herO. Very nice force fields. Catching out 5 Stalkers. Almost every single one. And herO, he might be able to end the game here, but remember, he has 0 detection. DTs are warping in. We're going to end up in a weird base trade. But herO, he does take control of the natural base. He blinks on in. 1 Stalker left. Oracles, they never came back home for any defensive stasis traps. Boys are being pulled, and herO... Oh, we have defensive DTs. Defensive Dark Templar. The Robo goes down, but the DTs are here to knock down that Robo. That's the only form of detection. MaxPax, he peels off. Oh my god, stasis goes off. Yeah, brutal stasis trap probes are going to be going down. But MaxPax, he doesn't go for the Robo. He needs it. If he can kill this Robo, GG. If he can kill the Robo, that's going to be GG. That's going to be game. All he needs is that Robo. herO, he will chase down all the workers. He will reset the economy of MaxPax. But all MaxPax needs is to keep a probe alive. And he does. He has a probe out on the map. Robo gets killed. Yeah, there's no Robo. There's no Robo. There's 0 detection. We have a Forge on the way for cannons. Let's go. But herO, he evacuates. Oh, taking a lot of swipes. herO, he doesn't want to leave the natural, doesn't want to leave the bases, but he's going to have to. He's going to lose another Stalker. Oh my god, another Stalker goes down. Boys have been pulled away. We can see herO setting up a cannon, setting up a Robo. Let's go. I love the proxy Robo. herO just focusing down all the pylons. Okay, what does MaxPax have? He has 5 DTs. That's 5 Dark Templar. Gets another Stalker. Oh. 8 Stalkers left. 8 Stalkers left. herO, he does catch the Oracle. cannon is done. Now, getting into this game state, MaxPax can mine. MaxPax has bases. herO technically does. herO can afford a probe. And he has still kept probes alive as well. He's pulling back, and herO just has to buy time for the detection. And with one observer, herO can win this game. There it is. There's a chrono. Chrono on the observer. The Nexus will survive. DTs are fanning out. And herO, he takes it. There it is. There it is. Takes out the DT. Oh my god. GG gets called. And herO, he will take the first game. Whew. He will get detection in time. And herO takes a lead. Oh my god. GG. GG, well played. The herO observer does arrive again. MaxPax had this in the bag. MaxPax did deny the robo. MaxPax, he was denying anything, any kind of mining, any kind of detection. But herO with the proxy robo and the cannon to support as well. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, if that proxy had been found any sooner, if it was shut down before the cannon got up, I mean, that would have been game. That would have been game then and there. That was so close. That was so close. That was so clutch. herO takes the lead. And herO, he is one game away from taking the series. One game away. MaxPax has to fight back herO now to fight back and force the ace match. Oh my god. Hi, papi. As we are getting into game number 2 and spawning in the right-hand corner of ley lines, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. Oh. Leading the series 1-0, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player from Denmark, representing Sidestorm Gaming. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back, we'll see if he can recover. It is MaxPax. Here we go. So we are moving out. We are going to be moving out so far. We do have MaxPax once again setting up on the high ground. As to be expected, so is herO. Both players are set up. herO, he does open up once again 2 gates, so 2 gate opener out of herO. We'll see if herO can have a cleaner early game. As a reminder, MaxPax was in a better position. MaxPax, he was ahead economically. He was crippling herO's economy. And herO, he committed. I mean, we saw the eventual base trade, of course. We saw some amazing force fields out of herO to just completely lock MaxPax down and to out-control MaxPax to clean up those stalkers. It was insane. It was intense. And we'll see if herO commits to one base all in. We'll see if he expands. Most likely, I can see him expanding. We often don't see one base all ins against MaxPax anymore. We often don't see it. So far, gate into Cybercore. Zelt's on the way. MaxPax is once again going for his opener, going for a Stargate alongside the natural expansion. MaxPax is very predictable. He's very predictable when it comes to his builds. He does the same build every single game. It's herO that does vary things up. So far, double Stalker. Now, as a reminder, double Stalker into Stalker Sentry is the build that herO had gone for last game, into that natural, into a later expansion. We'll see if he does skip his third Stalker, or if he even goes into a 4th Stalker. There it is. So he does skip. So he skips his 3rd Stalker, he goes Sentry into a faster Nexus. Yeah, double Sentry follow-up, faster Nexus, faster expansion. No shot. We should be okay. As herO, where are we going? Am I crazy? This pylon, is that blocking? That's what I was looking at here earlier. But herO, he is going for the ninja. No, no! He gets found! Oh, he gets found! The ninja base! Oh my god. here he goes for the ninja expansion, and he is going to be found out immediately. So a bit of a shame there, as MaxPax is aware. The goal here was to fake out. The goal was to fake out MaxPax and to try to force MaxPax to overrespond, to overreact. But he sees, like, MaxPax knows, and now, like, herO, how does he save the expansion? How does he hold on to that base? It's just so isolated. It's so far away. I have to favor MaxPax coming into this. He knows all, he sees all. herO was trying to be cheeky. The unfortunate thing as well is that I believe the adept that scouted didn't get seen by herO, so I don't think herO knows that MaxPax knows. Ay. So Este herO. I mean, I guess this does give credence to the idea that herO, he does often vary up his builds. This is very true. You can clearly see that here. There's that recall, but there's thankfully a safety shield battery in position. And this is just such an awkward setup here. I mean, does MaxPax commit to trying to punish this? Oracle does go into the main. Going for the stasis. herO, he does pull the voids. Oh no! He miscalculates and he does not get the stasis. Brutal connection, and herO, he has to commit. He has to keep going. The pylon has been thrown down. The sentries have arrived. Can he lock down the army? The force fields are going to be key here for herO. And there it is. herO, he does force field. He will catch one Stalker. Stalker goes down. He gets one. He gets two. Not bad. But he will lose one of his own. Trades one for two. Boys are being pulled. Sentry goes down. These are brutal trades. These are brutal trades for herO. If herO had an economy behind this, then he'd be okay, but the stasis was insane. Not like this. herO trying to commit to the proxy, trying to commit to the all-in. herO does have the Stalker lead. And he can out-trade. herO finishing up his own blink in 3 seconds. Is finishing up. Stasis back into the main. herO, no reaction. No reaction out of herO. Now this is going to be less brutal than the previous stasis, but still brutal nonetheless. MaxPax going for his own proxy to punish the economy of herO. herO, he still has that Stalker advantage, but he's pushing into 3 shield batteries. Ay. Another stasis. herO, better reaction this time. Slightly better. But the longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. MaxPax, he's enjoying a better economy, and that will soon translate into a larger army. Proxy is finally done. Shield battery as well. And it's all or nothing for herO. He blinks in. He can one-shot. He takes out 1, 2, 3 Stalkers. 4 Stalkers even. Not bad. Even denying Warpins. herO, he's ahead by 4 Stalkers. Now by 6. herO, he can still pull this off. Oh, a bit of a misclick there. Yeah, it does misclick. Oh, we have defensive DTs. That's game. Yeah, defensive DTs. 0 detection from herO. There's no robo, there's no detection. herO, he commits even further. Again, MaxPax, he's very fond of his Dark Templar. Always. That's going to be a second DT morphing in. Oh, and herO, he has an abundance. Oh no! Yeah, another stasis goes off. GG gets called. 0 detection, and MaxPax, he will tie things up. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We are going to that ace match. Again, just an awkward game there out of herO. Was caught time and time again by the stasis traps. Didn't help as well that he was forced to expand elsewhere. Again, it was just a really shaky start, really awkward opener, and in the end, MaxPax did survive. herO, he was getting a lot of damage done towards the end, but alas, he had 0 detection. 0 detection, DTs was the play there for MaxPax, and with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3. The Invisible Man strikes again. Exactly. The Invisible Man. Too good. I mean, again, if you've been watching MaxPax's PvPs, he's very fond of Dark Templar in this matchup. Very fond of them. For good reason. Very successful. Very successful. And now we're getting into our next game. We're getting into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Amygdala. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, being forced into the ace match after a very awkward game. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from Denmark, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Here we go. Seems that herO has no sponsor. herO has been teamless for a month, maybe more than a month at this point. I do recommend checking out the podcast. We do have a StarCraft 2 talk show and news podcast every single week, where we go over events like that, roster changes, events happening during the week. Maru was recently discharged by the military. We spoke about I Am Krakow, and we spoke about recent interviews over the past couple weeks, specifically Loco. Loco had an interview last week as well. So again, we do go over all the news of the week, and of course, as of a couple of months ago, herO has been teamless. As MaxPax does poke in. 2-gate opener once again, 3 games in a row out of herO. Here he does hide his probe, and it looks like a fake proxy pylon in the center of the map. Looks like herO is attempting to fake out his opponent. There it is. There is that pylon. Basically, as MaxPax goes into the main base, he is counting pylons, and he will confirm that the second pylon is missing. He's like, hold up, something is wrong. Second pylon is missing, and herO didn't probe scout either, so the probe has to be somewhere. The pylon has to be somewhere as well. So here is trying to just force an overreaction. There's that initial zealot from MaxPax, and most likely he'll be moving out with a second probe as well to scout. Go. We see MaxPax. He does check the northern 4th location. You can see he's moving down with the Adept as well. Again, searching for proxies. Does check the center gold location as well. So MaxPax, he is searching. herO, he responds with a very fast expansion. I believe this was a sentry expand. Yeah, it was a sentry expand here out of herO. Second sentry pops out. So very greedy. As a result, herO, he does have a later nexus compared to MaxPax, but not by too much. Only by a couple of seconds. And the pylon gets found. Yeah, MaxPax, he does find the pylon. He is aware. Goes back home, commits to the shade. And he will thread the mineral line. It takes 2 shots to kill a probe. He gets 1. Just the 1. 1 shot goes off. Shield battery is done, and the Adept should be hunted down. Oh! There we go. Whew. Adept does fall. Now, just like it is every game, MaxPax does open Stargate. Stargate opener. Oracle moves out. We do have another gate behind this. A 2-gate follow-up. 3 gates in total for MaxPax. Interesting. Into Twilight Council. So MaxPax, he builds up towards a higher gateway count. We'll take a bit of hull damage on that Oracle. Does sustain some hull damage. Pulls back, pulls away. And we'll say we settle in. Both players just building up and saturating their natural expansions. They're building up their economies here. Do have our 3rd gate on the way and 4th gate on the way for herO. He's building up his gateways. Likewise, MaxPax does take his 3rd. So faster 3rd base out of MaxPax. MaxPax will maintain a greater economy. And herO throws down 2 more gates. This looks like a 2-base all-in. Looks very committed on 2 bases. Looks like herO is going to expand, but he will have extra stalkers to work with that 4-gate setup. MaxPax dives in, goes for the stasis. herO, does he react in time? This time he does. He pulls away. Does pull away. Again, this time herO paying attention. Does notice. Both players taking in the same direction, just into Blink Stalker. And we can settle in. We can calm things down, we can settle in. Whew. Again, after a very chaotic game 1 and chaotic game 2, we can just settle into our ace match. Into a more standard setup. herO, he does have a Robo this time. He went Robo before expansion, so I believe he should have the Observer. Yeah, plenty of them. Dark Templar will not catch him off guard. Charge on the way for herO. Charge should soon be on the way for MaxPax. Forger +1. Both players taking into charge slots alongside eventually into Archons and Immortals. MaxPax is moving in. Throws down the stasis. herO does have his shield battery support. Likewise, I believe herO does spot the he does spot the stasis. He's aware. Does target it down. Unlike game 1, herO is not going to be done dirty. Unlike Zoun, I should say. Because herO does catch out the Adepts. MaxPax, he blinks past the main army. Trying to catch out those Stalkers. Nice movement out of herO. herO does bleed out 3 probes. 3 Workers go down. Oracle into the mineral line. herO getting pulled apart. Oh, herO out of position. And MaxPax does enjoy, or actually does type the worker counts. Worker counts are neck and neck. So nice damage there by MaxPax. Hadn't realized that he was behind in the probe count. Not anymore. Ooh, bleeds out a couple of Stalkers. Another war straight here from MaxPax. Does attempt to outtrade. herO tries to commit. It does force him back. Likewise, MaxPax engaging towards the top side. Oh, he's got his charge lots. Yeah, herO not quite ready for this. Dallas can trade so well against vanilla Stalkers. Takes down the sentries, but doesn't quite get on top of the Stalkers though. So far, MaxPax, he has had a slightly better trade Stalker-wise, but ooh, bleeds out another Stalker. Okay. herO coming out on top. Trades evenly with Stalkers, but MaxPax bled out a little more Zealots. Mineral line under fire. MaxPax's main army out of position. But he's coming in for the flank. MaxPax coming in from behind, trying to get the surround. herO, where is reinforcements? He needs support. Now trying to move in. Does get her in time. Does get her in time. Once again collapsing in. Oh. As we do try to engage. Hopefully everything's okay. So we just had a massive lag spike, which should be okay. Okay. We are looking good. Again, here he does collapse in. Takes down the Zealots. And MaxPax, he is getting overrun here. Yeah, he's getting overrun. MaxPax, he bled out a little bit too much earlier. Likewise, bled out some workers. herO collapsing in, and herO, he will overwhelm. He will just overwhelm this. Takes down the Immortal, takes down the Archon. He will take everything down. Yes, just MaxPax, he just cannot keep up. Not with the wave of Zealots on the way. Behind this, does try and force some defensive warpins, but herO, he breaks through. He breaks through that defensive line, takes down the expansion. GG gets called, and herO, he will take the series 2-1, advancing out in first place. GG. GG, well played. I do apologize for just as the fight was commencing, it looked like on our side there was some frame drops on OBS, but it looks like it was only on our side, thankfully, as herO does overrun. Again, herO, he was able to get a better trade earlier by picking off all those Zealots, by keeping the supply down from MaxPax. MaxPax, he was in the middle of expanding and teching up, but MaxPax was overrun then and there. GG, well played. herO, he will claim the series, and we have our first player making it into the main event, into the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. herO, he will take the series, will advance on, and from here we are now getting ready for the elimination match. Here we go. Up next, we do have the next series. It is going to be a best of 3 between Zoun and Solar. Actually, better representation as we switch our scenes over and catch up on the brackets. There we go. Okay, we do have our group updating here. So again, MaxPax was the player that knocked Zoun down earlier. herO knocked down Solar. herO just made it and qualified for the playoffs in first place. And MaxPax, if you're a fan of MaxPax, he's still in the tournament. He's still in the group. MaxPax is waiting in the final series for the winner of our next best of 3. Up next, we have Zoun and Solar. They both did fall early on. Solar went down to herO, Zoun went down to MaxPax, and now they face off in that elimination round. Now they face off to determine who will advance on into that decided match against MaxPax. Oh boy. So we have 2 matches left. 2 series remaining. As vetoes are underway, Zoun versus Solar is about to commence. Interesting group structure. Oh, it's a GSL group. It is a GSL group. Does herO just feed his family with weekly tournaments? KW? I mean, yes. I mean, what do you mean? What? This is why herO plays in everything. Like herO, he plays in every open cup he can. As I mean, that's how he does earn his living. Yes, that is true. So we're now getting into our next series. Now getting to our next matchup. Interesting groups. All right, so yeah, so this is just a GSL group. So again, this is not round robin, just standard GSL group. If you're familiar with the GSL format, this is how things work out, where winners play against winners, then the winner advances on, then we have the elimination matches and the elimination rounds as well. This is a bit of a leaner structure compared to a round robin group. A round robin group is where everyone plays against everyone, and a lot more matches are held in that kind of structure. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of herO. We have our South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of herO, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. I think his family's in the restaurant business, so I heard that a few years ago. That might be the case with his family, but I'm sure herO does provide for himself and his wife. Again, herO is married, most likely. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they probably both, you know, work, probably both earn their own living. Unlike Dark, herO is not a pappy. Just to make that clear. So we are settling in. So far, so good. We do have our standard opener. We have our hatch gas pull out of Solar. Likewise, Zoun going for his own gate expand. Oh, before I forget, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Here you go. So best of luck. Get your Gamba going as we do embrace our ZVP. Do we have any translations in the chat? Hold on. As I try to whip out my Google Translate. Hold on. Do I get it in time? Okay. Yeah, that's what they were referring to. Apparently, they do have some spikes. Hopefully things don't influence our players too much. I can say that we did have a lag spike ourselves. That was towards the end of herO versus MaxPax, but everything on our end looks very clean at the moment. Everything looks good. It might be on the end of the players or on the end of one of the other casters. I know that sometimes some of the European casters have a hard time staying connected to the Korean server. I know that that is the case sometimes. But hopefully everything's okay. Meanwhile, we do have our Void Ray opener out of Zoun. Is opening up Void Ray, not Oracle. Okay.
Game paused.
Yeah, so we do have a pause. Yeah, it looks like there is a little latency here for our players, so hopefully things do clear up. So hopefully everything is okay. Again, I know that we have a lot of we do have a lot of casters for the events from other countries, of course. And hopefully things don't negatively impact the players too much here as we are jumping back in.
Game resumed.
As now, we do have our openers. It's going to be Stargate into early Twilight Council before the expansion. Right, before I get ahead of myself, welcome one and all to herO. herO is one of the smallest maps in the map pool. Is a rush map, of course. Is a rush map. And with that, that does typically mean that aggression is going to be favored here. Zoun with that early Twilight Council. This could be either a Glaive Adept opener or a DT opener instead. Could be going for the Dark Shrine. Yeah, I do see that stutter here and there. I don't know if that's what the players see. And it is Glaives. It is Glaive Adepts. Solo does pull away. Does pull away. Upon scouting the initial opener, I believe Solar saw the tech, right? Yeah. Oh, my apologies. Solar, he has not really confirmed in the main base. Solar, he's in the dark. It was a Twilight Council in the main, not at the ramp. But Solar does go for the Safety Roach Warren. Safety Roach Warren is on the way. So he will have access to roaches. He has the tools to defend, but it comes down to the execution. It does come down to Zoun as he's banking up those adepts. He will soon move out. Bearing this in mind, it is 3-gate adepts into an expansion, right? No, sorry, 4-gate glaive adepts into a fourth base, into a third base, into that expansion. Lings, they're looking for any signs of aggression. Solar is droning, and the adepts are about to reveal themselves. We're about to move out, and Solar, he has 0 roaches. Don't drone. He's making a couple of Lings. Solar, he does see this. He knows. Now he knows. 6 roaches, instantly 6 roaches on the way, but these are late. Yeah, late response here by Solar. Zoun, he commits across the map. Solar making as many roaches as he can. No SimCity here at the ramp. Yeah, no SimCity. Roaches are just about to pop, just in time. Whew. Still a lot of adepts though. It's a lot of adepts. The expansion is going to be cancelled. Let's pick up. Shades into the mineral line. There are some roaches in position. Where's the shade? Shade was a little bit late. Oh, adepts are going down. As Zani shades into the main base, getting more workers. Not bad. Getting it to 10 drone kills. And it's going to be cleaned up. And again, this could have been so much worse. Thankfully, Solar did scout this ahead of time. Thankfully, we saw it as he was moving out. Oracle hits the expansion. That's going to be 14 dead workers. This is good damage. Bearing in mind that Zoun behind this, he is on 3-base saturation. He has the greater economy. Does have the greater economy here. And Solar's all in. Solar, he can't macro. He cannot macro from here. He's going for the all-in. He's going for a Roach Ravager Queen Drop Lord all-in. Zoun does spot this. He does force the unload. Ooh, got transfuse. Vordre going to be forced back. Queens are moving in. But this does delay Solar. Nice force fields. Ravagers, they knock down the force fields. Getting on top of the Immortal. And Zoun is in trouble here. Yeah, the Immortal is exposed, and it's going to be targeted down. Solar, he will not get it, though. He doesn't get the Immortal. Alas, the greater concave here at that expansion, at the third. Yeah, the Immortals, they're pinned back. They're not a part of the main fight. And Solar looks like he should have enough to break the third. He should have enough. Gets into the mineral line. Is down, trying to evacuate. Does pull away. And there's no saving that third expansion. We spoke about herO being a small map and favoring aggression. I mean, it goes both ways. Solar, he was forced into the all-in. Takes down an Immortal. There's one Immortal left. Up! Can he get it? Oh my god, he barely can. Whew. Immortal goes down, and Zoun, he has nothing left. He has nothing left here. He's going to be broken. He will lose the third, and he will lose the natural as well. There are just so many Ravagers. GG gets called, and Solar takes a lead in the series. Whew. GG. Solar does take a lead. And with that, we're getting ready for game number 2. Let's go. We're getting ready for that second game. Again, Solar, he has been very aggressive in this matchup, and we expect all-ins out of Solar. Here, he was forced into an all-in. We'll see how things turn out coming into our next game as we are loading into Ultra Love. Getting into Ultra Love. And we'll see how this story ends. I mean, personally, I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping for a game 3, but the pressure is on Solar. Let's go. Immortals down equals Protoss down. All the Immortals were just in a really awkward position. If you remember, because of the angle of attack, the Immortals were isolated on the right-hand side, and because of that, even though they survived longer, the Immortals, they weren't able to really add any critical DPS in the main fight. They were just zoned away from the main fight overall, so they were kind of a non-factor for a lot of that defense. But here we go, we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can recover, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Zoun. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. Cotado. Papi, good to see you. Buenos días, papi, buenos días. Bienvenidos, as we are jumping into game 2 here. Ultra Love, another small map. We should see more aggression out of Solar here. Last game, he was forced into the all-in. Here, I wouldn't be surprised if he willingly goes into an all-in regardless. We'll keep an eye on his tech of choice. We'll see if he goes for the Roach Horn, Eva Chamber, or Faster Lair. We'll keep a closer eye on Solar. For now, Gate Expand out of Zoun, Gate Expand into Cybercore, Standard Opener out of our blue Protoss player. And most likely we're going to be seeing Zoun open up in a more standard fashion. Remember, last game, Zoun did go for early Glaives, and the Glaives did some damage, but not enough. He killed like, what, 10 drones, I want to say? Like 10 to 13? Ideally, we are looking for more than that. Much more. So now we have Link Speed on the way. Solo pulling out of gas, just droning, soon be taking his third base. Meanwhile, Stargate Opener out of Zoun. Important to point out, just because Zoun did go for a quirky build in game 1. But here, Stargate, as a reminder, in game 1, we did have a Void Ray Opener out of Zoun. Here, coming into game 2, we could see another Void Ray or an Oracle. Void Ray openers are very niche. They're designed to hunt down Overlords and deny vision and deny scouting. But after what happened in game 1, clearly Solar, he is playing very safe. If we see another Void Ray, most likely we'll see a safety Roach Warren once again. Most likely we'll see that once again. So we are setting up. It is going to be the initial double adept into Oracle, no Void Ray this time. So Oracle Opener out of Zoun, double adept towards the mineral line. Oh, gets one, gets two, not bad. Gets two, gets 3 drone kills. And they do get away. Very nice trade here by Zoun. Gets 3 drones, does dip away, does escape. Lings, they threaten a run by, they threaten a harassment, but alas, the adepts do make it back home in time. I spoke too soon, he wants one. Up! He should get it. Should barely get it as well. Yeah, Zoun, he did leave the adept idle, and one adept will fall. Behind this, do you see what I see? I see an early Twilight Council. Okay, so if you remember, we saw something similar out of herO. Now, from herO's side, it was actually on this map, actually, if you recall, where herO, he went for early Blink into a 3-base all-in. Here, because this is not herO, I expect early Glaives instead, but we'll keep an eye on Zoun. We'll see if he goes for Glaives or Blink. Regardless, aggression out of Zoun. Twilight Council's done, no Forge, there it is, Blink is on the way. Now, if you remember, herO, he went for this exact same build on this exact same map against this exact same opponent against Solar, and herO did overwhelm Solar on Ultra Love with a 3-base all-in. We'll see if Zoun commits to a Gateway Explosion as well. See if he does commit. Do you see that? I see a lot of gates. I see a lot of gateways here. We're building up to how many? 5 gateways so far. And here he went for a 7-gate 3-base all-in without any gases. Without gases at the 3rd. Which is why he went from Blink into Charge, as he eventually had Zealot reinforcements. So Zoun, almost there. Or is that, he's got 6. He's got 6 gates so far. And the 7th gateway should be proxied to reinforce. I wonder if Zoun was just watching the last game. I wonder if he was watching the previous series. It's possible. It is possible. I know that Shin is casting in Korean. So maybe watching Shin's stream. And here comes the all-in. Yep, here comes the probe, and that probe has one job, has one mission. The probe's mission here is to throw down the proxy and to commit to the all-in. There it is. The pylon has in place. The 3-base all-in has arrived. Sola, did he skip the Roach Warren? No shot. He skipped the Roach Warren. Sola's in trouble. Sola, he's going Ling Hydra. He is going Ling Hydra, which means he's a little bit more vulnerable until the Hydra count builds up. He needs time. He needs time for the Hydras. Stalker's moving in. Catching out a handful of Lings. But Zoun, he has to be a little bit more careful with those blinks. He doesn't want to waste them. Doesn't want to blink back too heavily. He wants to trade as efficiently as possible. Very nice blinks. Ooh, Stasis gets baited out. But you can see Zoun still pushing forward, getting on top of the Queens. Now focusing on the Hydra. Yeah, the Hydras are exposed. The Queens as well. This is what Zoun has been waiting for. Who is it? Me? No shot. I mean, I have to surrender, but BattleNet, por favor. That's the worst time. Wait, I mean, you can see me. Like we're here. We're fine. But I am disconnected from BattleNet. Smurch. No. But alas, Downey's the middle of the all-in. Yeah, you can see here. Actually, I'm out of BattleNet. I'm just straight up disconnected. Feels Blizzard servers, man. Like the stream is fine. Like the OBS is fine, but yeah. Disconnected from BattleNets. Lovely. Lovely. So yeah, with that, we won't be able to find out the conclusion of that series. It's a shame just because like that was a really important moment as well. That's the fight, and I hope that the disconnect doesn't influence the players or doesn't impact the players' defense there. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame. It is a bit of a shame. Maintenance break 1 hour. Feels bad, man. So yeah. And the problem is that I did have a spike earlier. I guess we could do a replay cast. I guess. I mean, we should be fine to keep going. But yeah, I guess we're gonna be going on a break. I guess we'll catch up on the finale and the conclusion of that game after this. We'll see you guys after the break. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Solo takes the 2-0 or if Zoun fights back and forces the ace match. See you soon. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final series of the broadcast. I do apologize. For I was just disconnecting from that last game. I don't know what happened, but Battle.net can be unstable at times, and we just DC'd from Battle.net specifically, and with that, we missed out on the finale. I did give an update in the chat, but Solar did survive the 3-base all-in. He overwhelmed, he was able to build up a high enough Hydra count, and Solar does take the series. And with that, we have our final best of 3. Solar takes down Zoun 2-0. Zoun is eliminated, and Solar is up against MaxPax in a best of 3. And here we go. This morning, in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Psystorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will take the series, who you think will be the final player out of the group. Reminder, this is the decider match here. We already had herO. herO already did advance on and make it out of the group. We have room for one more. Either MaxPax or Solar. This is it. It all ends here and now in this series. On Ultra Love. Let's go. Let us go. Now, every ZVP that we've seen out of Solar all-in. We've seen 2-base all-ins, 3-base all-ins, just non-stop aggression out of Solar. Last game, we missed out on the tail end of the match, but, I mean, it was a little bit different. Solar, he had to defend against an all-in. He was barely able to. He was able to overwhelm, and with that, Solar did claim it, did win it in the end. But now it all comes down to this, and we'll see if Solar can get the better of MaxPax. He has already. If you've been watching StarCraft over the past 2 weeks, you'll know that Solar, he has already beaten MaxPax in some of these best of 3s, but it's still typically very close, still very clutch, and I do still favor MaxPax coming into this series. I do favor him, but we'll see. We shall see. As our players are gearing up, it is going to be a Stargate opener out of MaxPax. Stargate into Oracle into our third base is what we expect out of our Protoss player. Beautiful. As expansion does finish, behind this, Solar going for his own third. Hatch gas pool into a third base, into droning, into our standard setup. So far, everything looking as it should. So far, everything looking solid. Sorry, I'm just a little bit uneasy about what just happened. I'm probably gonna maybe request the replay of the end of the last game and maybe do a replay cast, so hopefully everything is clean on YouTube. I might end up doing that. We'll see. Smurge back. Smurge. MaxPax does move in. Gets the one drone for now. Gets one worker. Pulls away. Behind this, there's that Oracle in production, not a Void Ray, but an Oracle opener out of MaxPax. And it's going for the Oracle. Likewise, moving out. And we'll see if we can find any damage. So far, nothing here at the third. And going for the Queen, actually. Uh-oh. I mean, one Oracle can kill a Queen, and the Queen is going to go down. Nice pickoff. Takes down the Queen, threatens a third base, gets a larva, gets another drone. Very nice damage. We'll take a little hull damage, but we'll pull out. We'll pull away. And we'll save the Oracle. Nicely done. Meanwhile, do you see what I see? Jeez. What is this so far? Every Protoss player, herO, Zoun, and now MaxPax have opened up with early Twilight Councils. Are we going for another 3-base all-in? Every time on Ultra Love against Solar? I mean, Solar did survive last time, true, but what do you have for us? Glaives? Okay, this time Glaives. Okay, this time it's going to be Glaives. This time it is not Blink. If you recall, Zoun and herO went Blink. MaxPax is going Glaives. This is not an all-in. This is a macro opener. This is designed to catch a Zerg player off guard, to cripple the economy, and then gear up into 3 bases into a 4th as well. So there's not an all-in, there's no Robo, there's no Warp Prism, there's no way to reinforce across the map. Basically, MaxPax is going to warp in a massive amount of Adepts at home, shade across the map, and try to catch Solar with his pants down. Now, if Solar does skip his Roach Warren, I'm going to be concerned. I'm going to be concerned here. So far, I don't see a Roach Warren, not yet. Solar going Lair first, taking his gases. He might still get a safety Roach Warren. He's getting Burrow, which is an interesting choice here for Solar. Interesting. Burrow's on the way. Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on? Does cancel Burrow. Lings are amassing. They dip in between the bases. But the Oracle will defend. The Oracle does shut down the Lings. Does shut them down. Ooh. Likewise, Hydrogen is on the way. Here come the Adepts of MaxPax. And he will attempt to shade past the Queens. Yeah, it does shade past. Remember, there's no Roaches to defend, but there are a massive amount of Lings, and they might just be enough anyway. Yeah, Lings, they get the surround, they lock down the Adepts, they do not get into the mineral line. At the same time, 7 probes go down across the map. Very nice damage here by Solar. Solar, he holds, he defends, he shuts down the Adepts. One Adept makes it through, does not get any economic damage, and now suddenly, MaxPax is in danger. MaxPax is in trouble. Everything is late. Late Blink, late +1, late Robo, everything is delayed. And MaxPax, he needs to get some more damage here. He has 4 more Adepts on the map. He is denied that damage. Drones, they pull away in time. And Solar, he's massing up Ling Hydra. He has the 4th base. I believe this is just for Larva. Yeah, it's going to be a Ling Hydra all in. Queens are looking to move out. And it's going to be all or nothing for Solar. He knows he has the advantage. Baits out the stasis. Does bait at the stasis traps. Baits out both of them. So MaxPax is going to have purely Adepts to defend. Again, everything else is delayed because it had to do more damage. It had to do any kind of economic damage. It did nothing. It did nothing. It achieved nothing. Here comes Solar. So technically it is going to be an all-in, but this feels like a reactive all-in more than anything out of Solar. Copium. I don't know if this is what he was planning to go for the entire time. But regardless, he is pushing. Against Solar, he is not droned. He's cutting workers at 57. That's under 3 waste economy. And Hydra Speed is about to finish up. On the horizon. Solar, he peels up. Oh. Headed towards the 3rd. Heads towards the 3rd base. So far, decent concave. Now we can focus on the main army. Up. And never mind, breaking down that Cyber Core. They bust into the main Lings. They collapse on that Immortal. Hydra's pushing forward. Still an awkward attack here from Solar. The Adepts are trading quite well against the Lings, and they get on top of the Hydras. Yeah, the Hydras are going down. MaxPax, he's holding on. He shuts down the army. He shuts down most of those Hydras. 18 probes go down. That is a lot of economic damage. But MaxPax, he's defending as best he can. This is the best trade he could have hoped for. He does catch out all those Hydras. Very efficient trades. And Solar, he's deflected. MaxPax, he's holding. MaxPax does hold. Does cost him a mineral line, but as you can see, Solar isn't even ahead in drones. Like, that shows how all-in Solar was. He killed how many? He killed 25 probes, and Solar's still behind. Solar, he's still behind. He's still very all-in. Solar knows he cannot drone from here. He has to just keep going. Oh, the Colossus! Oh, can he get this around? He can. No shield battery, the Colossus. It looks like it may go down now. The boys are being pulled. Colossus does survive. And MaxPax, if he can get the Colossus here on the front lines, he can just run away with this game. It's going to be close. Hydras, they start to step forward. Colossus is somewhat exposed. Hydra's trying to start a step forward. They do start a step in. Colossus takes a lot of hits, but does escape. Yeah, does escape, does survive. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side of the 3rd base, the workers are falling. 16 probe kills. And Solar, he may have just done it here. Ooh, 22 probes go down. Yes, there is 2 Colossus, but this is critical damage. This is critical damage. Solar going for the expansion. He barely will get the Nexus. Ooh, Nexus goes down. Now Solar, he will lose these Hydras. The Hydras, they should fall. Yeah, there's no escape. There's no escaping for the Hydras. These are expensive losses for Solar. Back at home, what does Solar have left? Solar, he has 7 Hydras and a handful of Roaches. Likewise, Solar, he's on 53 drones. Again, still a low economy, but at least he has Lava to work with and at least is mining efficiently. I do give the edge to Solar, but it's still not going to be the easiest defense. Thankfully, Solar's making nothing but Roaches. He's building up his Roach count. Lings, they do hit the 3rd. MaxPax completely all in. It's all or nothing for MaxPax. He's got 3 Colossus though and Force Fields. Yeah, no Ravagers. No Ravagers here. He has to be very careful though, very delicate with those Force Fields. Doesn't want to waste them. Does want to waste the Force Fields. MaxPax, he pulls back home. Oh, Temple Archives on the way. Disruptors as well. Yeah, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Solar. Solar, can he pull this off? He can. Doesn't get the Colossus. Make sure there is no 3rd base. Queen. Queen out in the open. Gonna get caught out. And there's no rush. The reality is that Solar does not have to push into the natural. He can just chill. He can back off. He can drone. There it is. For the first time in like 5 minutes, we have drones in the production tab. Solar, he is saturating. He's droning up his 4th base. He can take his gases. He can start taking up into Lurker tech. Into Hive, into Vipers, into Lurkers as well. Again, Solar in a better position. Just calm down, Pop. Calm down. Take it slow. MaxPax does move in. He's got that 1 Disruptor. He has a Nova. The army supplies are still very close, bearing in mind that Solar supply is inflated with all those Roaches. He's inflated. Solar dancing with MaxPax. Solar, he wants MaxPax to push deeper onto creep, and then Solar can set up a surround. But MaxPax, he doesn't take the bait. He backs off. Waiting for the Observer. Denying more creep. Solar, he's maxed out. And yes, Solar's supply is inflated, but this should still be enough. Solar should still overwhelm. The Biles! Ooh, they connect. Oh my god, brutal connections. Biles, they almost take down one of the Colossus. Solar trying to find a better angle. It doesn't feel good to be Solar to like push into this kind of army, but I feel like that's what we need to do here. Because MaxPax is catching up in supply. Never goes up. Never goes off. Up. Likewise on the right. Ooh, massive connection. Yeah, very nice connection there from MaxPax. Does take down the Hydras, the Roaches as well. Solar's army is split, and Solar, he will lose these Roaches. He will lose them. He has to get the hell out of here. Solar has to pull away. The depth counterattack does distract Solar. He pulls back with half his army. And MaxPax, he's holding. And he can still win the game with this army. Especially if he can engage this army in segments, right? If he can catch out a part of the army here and there. If he can engage Solar without his entire army to work with. Solar goes for a counterattack. MaxPax moving in. Ooh, a bit of mispathing there. Solar, he bleeds out 4 Roaches. At the same time, he will shut down the 3rd. MaxPax, he likewise takes down the 3rd base of Solar. Expansion is going to go down. Ooh, Lurkers have arrived. And this is the nail in the coffin here. What is the answer to the Lurkers? A ground army gonna push in. The Vipers! Could go for the Yoink, could go for the Abduct. 3rd base goes down, and MaxPax, he cannot push in. He cannot push in. He cannot do anything about these Lurkers. The Hydra Lurker Viper army is finally here. If this was still just a maxed out army of Roach, Hydra, Ravager, then MaxPax could win this game. But it isn't. It's Hive Tech. So he's successfully gotten into Hive Tech. And it's not going to be pretty seeing MaxPax push into all these Lurkers, because it eventually has to happen. He has to push into these Lurkers to break Solar. Once again, catches out Roach Hydra. A lot of Roach Hydra does go down. Nice pickoffs. See MaxPax clearing up more creep. There's a lurker harassing across the map. Here comes the Yoinks. Gets one. Gets one Archon. And it gets up. Oh, it doesn't get anything else. Nice feedback. Nova here on the main army. And lurkers are moving in, and MaxPax, he has to commit to the fight. He will lose everything. Lurkers, they burrow. The Protoss army gets deleted. And Solar, he will shut this down. Solar, he will kick things off with a win, cleaning up the army and taking a lead in the best of 3. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. Solar does take a lead. As a reminder, how did this all begin? It all began with MaxPax going for a glaive adept aggression, and remember, MaxPax got 0 damage done. This is how it all began. This is what prompted the all-in out of Solar, is that MaxPax, he went up to 4 gateways, he went into glaives, he committed into aggression. The aggression failed, he didn't get a single drone kill, maybe he got 1 drone. Because of that, that did trigger Solar to punish MaxPax. It was very impressive to see MaxPax survive the all-in. If you remember, he did survive just barely, but the second wave killed the third base. The second wave killed the third base of MaxPax, and that was game. That was game then and there. MaxPax just could not recover economically. He could not compare to that kind of army, and in the end, Solar overwhelmed. Solar did overwhelm. Solar successfully did tech up into Hive Tech. If Solar stayed on Lair Tech, even though he maxed out, MaxPax had a good chance to actually win that game, or to recover and to win it. So thankfully Solar teched up into Vipers, teched up into Lurkers. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see if Solar can eliminate MaxPax, or if MaxPax can force the ace match. Reminder, this is a best of 3. Best of 3. We go. As the game 2 is going to be on herO. Ooh, a much smaller map. The map pool is a rush map known for aggression, known for all-ins. We go. We go. So we are going to be loading into that second game. And we'll see if, I mean, I feel like it's a guarantee that Solar's going to go for some kind of all-in, but from MaxPax, does he open up aggressively? Does he open up safer? It's on MaxPax. The pressure is on, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of herO, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from Denmark, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Here we go. As again, MaxPax did open Stargate into Glaive Adepts last game. The Glaive Adepts, they failed to do damage. They did not do well enough, and that did kind of start their first. So that was the first domino that fell in favor of Solar. And they will just tumble down from there. I would imagine we won't be seeing Glaive Adepts out of MaxPax this time. I would imagine. MaxPax does scout, does confirm the location of the natural. It's going to be the unnatural natural out of Solar, as he has denied his own base. But outside of that, hatch gas pool, standard opener. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. We go. MaxPax, he was in that longer than I thought. A big reason for that is that MaxPax, he did get into his triple Colossus pretty early on. And with that, he was able to have like a solid like backbone to his army and like slowly build up. So yeah, it was really cool to see MaxPax like have a threatening army. And again, as we mentioned, even with MaxPax being down 70 supply, if Solar didn't tech, then MaxPax still had a good chance to win that game. It was impressive. It was very impressive. Like, imagine Solar without lurkers there, and suddenly MaxPax, he can fight well. He can fight well. He can engage. Lurkers did secure the win for Solar in that last game. With that, we are calming things down. Cybercore is done. We will soon be getting into our take of choice from the side of MaxPax. Speaking of, there it is. It's going to be a Stargate opener. Stargate once again. What's important here is the timing of the Twilight Council. When we see the third base, does he throw down the Twilight Council instantly? Does he go for a later Twilight Council instead? I wouldn't be opposed to early Twilight Council to blink from MaxPax. That would make sense in my mind on herO, but again, we'll see. Our eyes are on MaxPax. As MaxPax does shade into the mineral line. It's going to be zoned away. It's going to be zoned back. It's going to be zoned back. MaxPax once again threatening a shade. It does get one drone, not bad. Gets one, gets oh, not quite two. Gets one worker. Bleeds out in depth. A better trade for Solar. Solar does have the initial better trade. Third base now being taken. Oracles are moving out for MaxPax. And remember, we're keeping our eyes open for that Twilight Council timing. Likewise, we're also keeping our eyes open for the tech of choice from Solar. Does he skip roaches again? Does he not? Does he go for a faster lair? Does he go for an Evo chamber? What does Solar go for? So we're about to get into the mid game. We're getting there. But now Solar does move out towards the third base. Oracle dives into the mineral line, gets 1, 2, 3 drone kills. Not bad. 3 workers go down. Oracle does pull out. And the links across the map don't get much done as there's the defensive Oracle waiting for this. Meanwhile, as the expansion as the Nexus is halfway done, what do we see? Twilight Council and Forge standard follow-up here by MaxPax. Now, he might go into charge. That is an option, right? +1 and charge is an option here for MaxPax. Otherwise, we expect +1 and blink. Meanwhile, as we're reaching that 5-minute mark, Solar, what's his tech? He's taking some gases. By now, we would have seen an Evo chamber, so we can rule that out, and we have confirmation. Lair first. It is going to be Lair first out of Solar. Now, Solar, he's quite fond of going Lair first into a fast Hydra Den, into Ling Hydra, into a Hydra all-in off of 3 bases. He's very fond of that. The other option is to throw down the Roach Warren a little bit later. Ideally, the Roach Warren would be lined up with the Lair, so you can start Roach speed as quickly as possible to go into Roach Hydra instead. Into an all-in. We'll see, as the Adepts are going to be targeted down. Getting 1 drone so far. Did I say 1? Getting 2. Only 2 though. 2 drones for 2 Adepts. This is a better trade for Solar. Solar, he defends well. Lair is finishing up, and I don't see a Roach Warren. So we are assuming Hydra. So we're assuming Ling Hydra. Yep, there it is. Hydrogen has been thrown down. And the reason why I say this should be a Ling Hydra all-in and that we should get a 4th base only for Larva is because of lack of Evo chambers. Lack of Evo chambers, lack of upgrades, lack of longevity here for Solar. That is the reason why we're assuming that this 4th base is only for Larva. But we'll see. We'll wait and find out. See if that's the direction that Solar does take us in. Meanwhile, yeah, we have Hydra range on the way, so Solar is massing up his Hydras. Should be cutting workers at 3 base saturation. That should be under 66 workers. And Solar, yep, he's on 62. MaxPax does poke in. It was a standard follow-up, +1 and blink. Into a gateway composition. And Solar, he's almost reaching his final form. He's getting there. Just building up that Hydra count. Building up those Hydras, gets one Stalker. So far, the Lings, their job here, their role is to buffer. Battery's almost done. Lings trying to find a way in. Alas, there are cannons and shield, but he's back in to defend. MaxPax is going for his own committed play here. No gases. Oh, I just noticed. Sorry, I did just notice. MaxPax is going for a 3-base all-in. Massive Blink Stalker into charge. No gases at the third base. Going for the proxy gateway. And MaxPax, can he break Solar? He needs to get on top of those Hydras. Does need to. Better cook for Solar. Very nice engage. He's out of Queen. He's out of Quinn. Baneliness is on the way here for Solar as well. Going Ling Bane Hydra. Baits out the stasis. And so far, this is not good enough for MaxPax. He needs more. MaxPax trying to transition, gets a fourth base. Temple Archives is done. Looks like MaxPax, he is realizing that he cannot kill Solar. And Solar, again, he's not droning. Like, he's transferring workers as he runs out of mineral patches, but Solar, he has 3-base all-in. Likewise, Lings, they do slip into the mineral line. Getting a couple of workers forcing defensive warp-ins. Stasis is baited out. Lings are cleaned up. And Solar, he will soon break out across the map. Solar, he's almost there. Keeping up with the Zealots. I'll shut them down. Meanwhile, we do see MaxPax actually taking up. Getting into Storm. Storm is on the way, +2 as well. MaxPax, he also hasn't been making probes. He's also transferring workers. It's just very committed from both players. Very tense. I mean, if MaxPax, if you can buy a little bit more time, you can get into Storm, but here comes the surround. Solar from behind, trying to collapse on the army. Stasis, ooh, does go up. And Solar pulls away. Solar, he pulls away. The longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. As Storm is finishing up in a couple of seconds, needs a little bit more time. There's a chrono boost. And remember, we have 0 units for Solar. MaxPax is about to get into +3. So better upgrades, high quality army. Storm is done in 3 seconds. Bailings, they crash in. Oof. High Templar gets saved. Here come the Storms. And he takes the Storm to the face. Oh my god. There's the third, the fourth Storm. Oh my god, massive connections. And Solar, he cannot keep up with that. Not like this. Is getting into the mineral line. The expansion goes down, but alas, it's a backup 4th base. Workers they can transfer over. Archons are now morphing in. No more Storms. And still a very close hold here for MaxPax. But he's getting some of those Hydras. Oh, gets the Archon. Nicely done. Archon goes down. Cells they trickle in. Workers that were transferred over towards that 4th base. Now still 16 probes falling. With these warp-ins, though, these Hydras are going to go down. Yeah, there's no saving these Hydras. They're all going to fall. Charge, they shut down the Hydras. They clean them up. And MaxPax holds. He does hold on. +3 is halfway done. Solar still completely all in. He has not droned in a very long time. MaxPax, he also did lose 16 workers. But he's still on proper saturation. That's what matters. Is what matters here. There we go. MaxPax taking another expansion. Building up his Storms. And this is looking bleak for Solar. It's looking very bleak. Now, there is a chance if Solar can catch these High Templar, if he can catch them out without the Storms connecting with the Hydras, then he can still win a fight. That's a big if. Like, he has to rely on MaxPax making mistakes. Likewise, MaxPax doesn't have too much support with the army either. MaxPax taking his gases, probing up. We do need extra warp-ins. Solar, he rotates over towards that would-be 4th base. He's going to force a cancel. Yeah, there's no saving that 4th. Here, Solar. And he's trying to max out. Splitting up his army. Setting for a surround. And can he get on top of this High Templar? There's the first storm. Oh! The Banelings! They crash in, they get one! Ooh, they get one High Templar. Do you see how low the High Templar are? But they survive. High Templar survive. Brutal storms. And MaxPax, he shuts down the army. That was so close. He almost got the High Templar. Casito. Hydras are trying to break through. They take down the final High Templar. Not bad. Gets the final Templar. Did cost him the army to do so. MaxPax being a little bit ambitious here. Going for the Nexus. I mean, never mind. He's got plenty of storms. Jesus. Plenty of storms. Despite that, yeah, there's a cancel. Once they lane Bane rolling forward. Forcing out the Archons, but GG gets called. Yes, Solar's run out of steam. Solar cannot break through, and MaxPax will force the ace match. Whew, GG. Very, very intense game there. Again, both players were basically 3-base all-in. If you remember, MaxPax, he never took his gases at his 3rd base. He threw down the proxy 7th gateway. He went for a 7-gate Blinkstalker all-in. Meanwhile, we had Solo going for a Ling Hydra all-in, only using the 4th base as Larva, staying on 62 workers. Likewise, MaxPax stayed on 63 probes. So they both just clashed heads against each other, and that led into a very chaotic game. Very chaotic, very close, very back and forth. Once we saw Storm finish though, MaxPax did seal the deal. There were some opportunities for Solar where he almost got on top of the High Templar, but like Storm is just so brutal, specifically against 0-0 Lingbane. Like against 0-0 Lingbane Hydra, like Storm just completely shuts that down. And Solar, he had no follow-up, he had no longevity in that game, he had no upgrades, he had no hive, he had no drones, he had no bases, didn't have any way to get into a longer game from there. That's it. All in. Was all in. With that, GG well played. Now we're getting into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Whispers of Gold. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming from the land of Denmark. Forcing the ace match, it is MaxPax. We go. Players do move out. And we load into Whispers. Again, Whispers of Gold is likewise similar to the last game, to the last map. It is a rush map. It is a rush map. It is very aggressive, very small, very exposed 3rd base, very exposed 4th base. With these exposed bases, aggression is favored on this map. So once again, I would not be surprised if we see another 3-base all-in out of Solar, if we even see 3-base aggression out of MaxPax as well. We'll keep an eye on them. But we expect aggression nonetheless. Meanwhile, hatch gas full, standard open out of Solar. Now, because the map is so small, Queen walks and Queen pushes are a lot more common on Whispers of Gold. So that is something to bear in mind. It is something that Solar is willing to embrace. Is willing to. Go. And from our openers, we should be seeing just Stargate play, like Stargate opener into Oracle. Just like the last game, our eyes are going to be on the follow-up, on the Twilight Council, and the Forge timing, if any at all. Likewise, whether Solar at 5 minutes goes for Roach Warren, Evo Chamber, or Lair. There's certain like moments that we're kind of keeping our eyes open for. Outside of that, everything should just be normal. Should just be standard. Hatch gas full, saturating our bases. Adepts will soon move out. MaxPax will attempt some aggression. Solar should be able to keep up. There's going to be a bit of a dance, a bit of a back and forth between the Adepts and the Ling Queen of Solar. As Adepts do push forward. They move in. They shade in between the bases. There's that Stargate from MaxPax, going for his unit of choice, going for the Oracle. Oracle opener into a third. Again, very rarely do we see much deviation in early game EVP. It's a little more rare. Adepts, they do shade past. They get the hell out of there. Oh, getting a drone. Gets the one. Worker, keeping up with the Lings. Second Oracle's on the way. MaxPax should soon be expanding. There we go. Taking his third. Expanding towards Solar. Interesting. Does expand towards. Oracle gets 2 drone kills. So far, so good. Adepts 8-9 mining. They catch out a couple of Lings. From here, we'll soon see the timing of the Twilight Council. Oh. As Adepts are going to be locked down. Yeah, both Adepts full for 3 drones. Not the best trade here from MaxPax. Solar, he defends well enough. And there's that Twilight Council and Forge. Standard follow-up, +1 and Blink. +1 and Blink on the horizon here for MaxPax. Losing another drone. Losing 2 more drones. Losing up to 3. A lot of losses here. I mean, the kills are slowly building up. It's going to be Lair first out of Solar. Now, if you remember, last game, we saw the same thing, actually. We saw MaxPax go for Jesus. We saw MaxPax go for Forge into Twilight Council +1 and Blink into a 7-gate setup. And we saw Solar go Lair first into Ling Hydra, into a Ling Hydra all-in. We saw this in game 2. I expect to see this again, I'll be honest. We'll see if he throws in a Roach Warren, but if not, should just be Ling Hydra. Should just be straight Ling Hydra. This relation does pop up. Do have our 6-gate setup so far here by MaxPax, and we'll see if he moves out with a probe. Because that is a lot of gateways. And he may set up a proxy. There's that Hydrogen, so again, it's just Ling Hydra into Hydra range without an Evo Chamber. And Solar should cut workers at around again, sub 66 at around 62. Should cut worker production. Getting his 4th base. MaxPax is teching. MaxPax, he doesn't move out with a probe. And remember, last game, MaxPax didn't take his gases. Here, gases at the 3rd base. So he's taking his gases. He's being aggressive with Blink Stalkers, but MaxPax, he's this time taking up faster into Storm. Meanwhile, Solar, all in. Solar, he's all in, 63 workers, massing up Ling Hydra. Solar going for the same build 2 games in a row. MaxPax is differing. MaxPax is transitioning a lot faster. Which means MaxPax is vulnerable. Speaking of, does lose a Hydra, loses 2. Oh my god. 2 Hydras go down. 2 for 2, 2 Hydras for 2 Stalkers. MaxPax does link back, takes down another Hydra. Every Hydra counts. These are expensive losses for Solar. These are expensive. Storm has begun. And Soul's on a timer. Soul, he has to end the game before Storm. And can he pull this off? MaxPax, he rotates. Solar, he ignores the army. Going across the map. Bleeds out a queen. Back at home, there are High Templar, but again, they are exposed. And Solar, he might catch them. Might be able to catch High Templar. Heads towards the natural. Pushing through the center. Does hit the natural base. MaxPax, he responds, he reacts, he pulls back home, he's racing back. And it's all or nothing. Can Solar break through? He's knocking down that front door. Likewise, Ling Hydra here towards that third base. But so far, MaxPax, he defends well. Storm is about to finish. And with Storm finishing, I don't see these Hydras doing anything. Yeah, Storm on the Hydras on both forces. Oh god. The Storms are brutal. And with that, MaxPax, he defends the natural and he defends the third. He defends the third base. He overextends for a moment. Oh. Yeah, it does overextend. We'll bleed out these Zealots. We have more Head Templar morphing in. And this is looking bleak here for Solar. Remember, Solar, he never intended to drone. He still isn't droning. These are transfers as he's running out of minerals. He does transfer over. And just like the last game, the hope here for Solar is to catch the High Templar. If he can catch these High Templar, if he can pick them up before any major storms on the Hydras, then maybe Solar can win this. But he's, in a way, kind of relying on MaxPax mispositioning his army. See if we can pull this off. Solar setting up a surround. Rushing on forward. Yeah, coming in from 3 angles. Stasis goes off. Storm on the Hydras. Oh, the Storms are brutal. Yeah, they cashed out all 3 packs of Hydras. High Templar force to morph in. Force to morph into Archons. Solar, he commits. But there are plenty of Zealots. Yeah, there are plenty of Zealots here. MaxPax, he will shut this down. Leaves out one of the Archons. But the Hydras are falling one after the other. Losses that alas Solar cannot afford. It takes down one final Archon. But here come the Warp-ins. Warping in 10 Zealots at a time. That's a lot of Zealots. That's a little Warp-ins. The expansion gets saved. And Solar, he's running out of steam. He's just running out of steam. Running out of army. Forced all the way back home. Zealots take it into the mineral lines. It's barely even drones to begin with. Overlord's getting called out. And Solar, I mean, he had a good performance here to make it to the ace match, to make it to this final game. To make it to the final series here. But these all-ins, they can only take him so far. Only so far, but one final storm on the Hydras. We're running out of Zealots. Okay. MaxPax running out of Zealots. The expansion's getting low. Good god. But the Archon shots are brutal. Yeah, they're just so brutal here. GG gets called. Solar, he's run out of steam. And MaxPax, he will take the series at 2-1. Advancing on and qualifying for the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, MaxPax. He will claim the series. Again, shout out to Solar. Solar, he had a really good performance here tonight. Solar, he may not have won the match. He may not have made it to the playoffs, but he did make MaxPax bleed. Did force him to the ace match. So a very impressive performance there by Solar. But in a way, a little bit predictable. I really did like how MaxPax adapted in the ace match. Remember, Solar, he went for the same build 2 games in a row. But this time, we saw that MaxPax was faster to transition, to get his gases, and to rush into Storm. And we saw, as a result, a much cleaner game out of MaxPax compared to Game 2 on El Dorado. El Dorado was shaky, El Dorado was really tense and really back and forth and really scrappy. That's maybe a better way of putting it. El Dorado was a really scrappy game because MaxPax was also being hyper-aggressive himself. Here in Game 3, teched up faster, faster Storm, faster GG. Like... So much cleaner game there from MaxPax. It is difficult to do the same build multiple times in a row against a player like MaxPax. It is typically more advised to try to shake things up and try to diversify. Maybe Solar was hoping he would like mind game his opponent and be maybe like fake fake MaxPax out and be like, yo, you don't think I'm gonna all in with the same build twice in a row, right? Like, let me call this bluff. Like, MaxPax did call it. And with that, GG, well played. Congratulations. As you can see here, we do see herO. He did come out in first place. herO took down Solar 2-0, took down MaxPax 2-1, and herO was the first to make it through the group stage. Meanwhile, we saw that MaxPax went down to herO, but did fight his way back in by taking down Solar in that decider match. GG, well played. So we have both MaxPax and herO making it through, and the question becomes, who will join these two players in the playoffs? Tomorrow is Group B. Group B is going to be tomorrow. One moment here as we can show that on stream. Hold on. I got you. In less than 24 hours. Bam. Beautiful. In less than 24 hours, here we go. We have the Wikipedia page. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. You can see here, herO and MaxPax, they have made it through. You can see them here in the playoffs. herO in the upper semis, MaxPax in lower semis. They are here in the playoff bracket. And tomorrow, in 21 hours time, we have Group B. We have 4 players, 3 Terrans and 1 Zerg. Likewise, we had 3 Protoss and 1 Zerg in Group A. Shaking my head. It would have been nice to have maybe, traded 1 Protoss and 1 Terran and had a more diverse group, but it's fine. It's fine. X. Clem, Kior, Shin, and Björn. A hefty group here. What were our predictions? I think both Yaku and I were... did we both go Clem and Kior? I think we were shaky on Björn. I mean, in general, it's gonna be a really close one. In a way, this is a diverse group. Remember, Clem, he doesn't play TBT. He does not play TBTs, he plays Protoss instead. And both Kior and Björn have recently beaten Clem's Protoss last week. Last week, they both took their turns and they both did defeat Clem's Protoss. So Clem's Protoss has been looking a little bit more manageable as of late. I would still say that Clem has some of the best, if not the best, PvT in the world, but Kira and Björn, they have been able to shake his PvT up a little bit, so this is not the easiest group for Clem. I think we still favor him, but I can see a world where he can be threatened by Kira and Björn. He can be threatened by them. Best of luck to Shin. Best of luck to Shin. I'm a big Shin fan, but I think he's going to have a bit of a harder time making it out of this group. Regardless, we'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be Group B. Look forward to it. And then next week will be the playoffs. Playoffs will be next week. So look forward to some more Rex March Madness. It's madness, man. It's madness. So we'll see you guys next week. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Again, a bit of a shorter broadcast. Only 3 hours today. I appreciate it. It means we'll be able to get a little bit more sleep later on here in the evening. Meanwhile, if you are curious, when it comes to our weekly schedule, we have some more StarCraft coming up ahead of us. We just wrapped up with our Wednesday broadcast. Tomorrow, we're going to be live with some more HSL. That's going to be tomorrow morning. Thursday morning will be some more Hispanic Star League. We have Rex March Madness Group B tomorrow evening. Friday, we have more HSL and the Podcast. Saturday, we have KSL and MSO. And Sunday, we have a schedule full of StarCraft. That's a lot of StarCraft, that's a lot of content, that's a lot of casting. So if you are interested, if you enjoy the broadcast, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the casting and the StarCraft, then follow us. Follow us here. Do follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. We are live on a daily basis. Plenty of content, plenty of casting, plenty of StarCraft here. So you can tune in, you can follow us, you can support us. Likewise, and if you notice, we have a new Patreon goal. As you can see here, we have reached our latest goal on Patreon, so big shout out. Thank you so much to all of our patrons on our channel. Thank you so much for all your support. I'm glad you enjoy the content, and I hope you continue to enjoy it as well. We are doing the best we can. Patreon does support and does fund our tournaments, our regular events on a monthly and weekly basis, specifically Sparkling Tuna Cup, Masters 1 Open, and Sea Duckling Open. We just reached our recent goal to actually boost the prize pool of our amateur tournaments. So bam, you can see here that we have now reached a new goal for Sea Duckling Open and Master Swan Open, and that means starting next month, not this month, but starting next month, we will be able to, if we can maintain this goal, if we can maintain this amount of support, then we can actually move them over to the main space of Wikipedia. Wikipedia does have a prize pool minimum threshold to reach before they allow you to add a tournament to Wikipedia, and we are soon to reach that for our amateur tournaments. So again, it's a big milestone for us, so thank you so much. Our next goal is going to be 500 USD. It is a much larger goal here to once again boost the prize pool of Sparkling Tuna Cup. That final goal that we have is to boost the prize pool of our weekly open tournament for pro players. That's going to be for STC. And then I believe after that goal, we can start to pay the admins and start to pay the casters. We can start to actually otherwise earn some money from Patreon. Right now, 100% of the money on Patreon goes towards our tournaments, goes towards the players. 100% of the money, all towards the players. That is how we are currently set up. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do appreciate the support. We appreciate it quite a lot, actually. So thank you. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Yes, exclamation mark Patreon in the chat for that link. Otherwise, we are wrapping up. We are wrapping up here for the evening. As a reminder, again, our next broadcast is going to be in around 10 hours. In 10 hours time, we're going to be live with the Hispanic Star League Group C. Or tomorrow for Group B of Rex March Madness. If you see something that you like here, and if you cannot watch it live, check out YouTube, exclamation mark socials in the chat. You can check out our YouTube channel. YouTube, we do have uploads on a daily basis, so plenty of content there. So I know that it's difficult to watch everything live just because there's so much StarCraft going on, but if you're like, hold on, Hispanic Star League, that sounds interesting, that sounds like fun, I want to tune in, then check it out on YouTube, KSL as well. I know that half of our casts are not friendly to Europe, and the other half of our casts are not friendly to NA, so, you know, VODs are the place to be. Like, we ruin our sleep schedule to be live for both time zones, and if you can't watch one live, then ideally you can watch something else live. But with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We are going to be wrapping up, and we'll see you guys in 10 hours for some more HSL. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao, hasta luego. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great week. Hope you, yeah, take care. Take care.